Zaire Williams spins to the rim, blocked and caught by Jalen Duren. That's a Bill Russell kind of block.
That's kind of block.
Here he goes to the rim, lays it up, lays it in. Feed to the lane, lobs to Duren for a dunk.
Duren got the mismatch, kept the dribble alive, and another dunk. That's 3 dunks.
I've said it before. His ability to put it on the floor because he's such a good outside shooter.
This time.
Duren. And the Pistons with numbers. Jalen Duren on the alley-oop.
Gives it up to Jalen Duren. Now Cade takes the handoff. Lobs it to Jalen for a jam. Now they back off. Lob it inside. Jalen Duren with a jam.
So the Pistons get a 3-on-2. And how about that little alley-oop from Duren to Ron Holland?
Good defender, rebounder. Here's Draymond to the basket. Rejected at the summit.
Back out there for Detroit. There's an alley-oop stop. Cunningham with a perfect feed. And Duren.
Foul line fires. It's in and out. Jalen Duren boards it. Back up and flushes.
Duren calling for it again. Duren got Martin in the air and one.
Nice bounce ahead to Jaden Ivey. Lays it up, lays it in.
Fitness, and it's a lot to handle.
Playing a lot in the paint. Give you a little more about that. Their lead is now 3. Just under 9 to play in the first half. Nice was here.
You and he struck up a nice accord.
Malik Beasley has checked in for the Pistons. Luckily, Jalen 91, the Knicks 87. Cade to the basket. No. Flushed on the follow. But it was a big help. Pistons inside. Jalen Duren scored for Indiana. Walker inside for Turner. Swatted by Jalen, shooting 3 for 3 from behind the long line. They're up 17-9.
They're trying to figure things out in a big way.
Good lob to Jalen Duren.
Tim Hardaway Jr. from the wing for 3. Oh! A follow-up Duren against Miles Bridges. Lobs it. Nice flush by the
Anytime to catch it and shoot.
Jalen Duren shot. Up and in. Warriors. Malik Beasley dishes it inside. Jalen. Asar Thompson sees a little daylight. Lobs it to Jalen Duren for a jam. Newhart trying to keep up with him. Cade lobs it. Jalen Duren jam. Cade to forecourt. A lob to Jalen Duren. Down it goes. Cade lobs it. Finishing it off inside. Flips to Cade. Thought about the 3. Lobs to Jalen for a jam. What a windmill for Orlando. Up 7 right now. Not for long. A lob to Jalen Duren.
5-minute mark of the second quarter. Martin with a head of steam. It's blocked by Duren. It is.
Off to Cade. A lob inside to Jalen Duren for a deuce. Pistons inside to Jalen Duren. The lob to Jalen Duren for a jam. Saved it. And to Jalen Duren. Jalen deep to Tobias for a dunk. Back in again. Jalen Duren with a rebound. Cade gives it back to JD for another rebound. Nice lob to Jalen Duren. Asar Thompson boards it, lobs it to Jalen Duren. Flips it up and in. Malik Beasley drives. Flips it up, no. Slammed through by Jalen Duren. Cade to Jalen Duren. The lob to Asar Thompson. One hand, soft slam. Cade, top side of Jalen Duren. Duren to the basket. Another power.
Duren there for the rebound.
There's one of those offensive rebounds, and that's what it leads to, is an easy bucket.
Jalen Duren. Deep to Hardaway Jr. Nice pass by Jalen. Jalen inside. Deep bounce to Asar. Got him a bunny. Jalen Duren down the lane. Gets to the rim. Throws it. With a rebound to Cade. Behind the back to JD for a jam. Here's a swipe. Hardaway to Jalen Duren. To Cade on the break with a jam.
Lane and posted the defense, but
Screen from Jalen Duren. Lobs to JD for a jam. Screen from JD. Cade, another lob inside. A one-hand grab and slam.
Here's White. Slides and
The Bulls back to Cade. Against Keyshawn George down the lane. Lobs and Jalen jams. Get a triple-double. Pistons out of the timeout. Get themselves. Zion trying to guard Jalen Duren, gives it back to Schroeder to the basket, leading by 6. Jalen Duren to the basket, reverses, scores it, and draws it. Jalen Duren off to Malik Beasley, back inside for JD, up and in. Count that.
We're playing the Cavaliers.
9-8 Cleveland. Malik Beasley down deep for it. Malik Beasley in the middle on a 3-on-1 break, and Jalen Duren jams on the run to Malik. Tried to get a shot airborne. Now he will get one airborne from the top, and it drops. Check the break there. He was wide open. Jalen Duren to the basket for a jam.
For himself on that step back to get a clean look.
Nice to see Zach still on the heater after knocking down 7 threes last night.
In and out. JD with a rebound. He's going back up and flushing it.
To Duran, one-on-one, no help. Nice looking jump hook, falls.
Cade in the corner. Hooks it to JD. Deep to 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗪 for a slam. Count. Cade. Inside for Jalen Duren. Got him a dunk.
There you go. Execute good Pistons karma.
And here is a dump off. Tobias fakes the 3, drives, dishes, and Jalen Duren jams. Backs on Hart. Deep to JD. Touched it up and in. Count that, baby, and a foul. Look out. It's 49-45. Here come the Pistons.
It wasn't a sprint, but the Pistons still were able to score early by moving it up the floor, and the Knicks really are not set.